Yeah, I know it's true. I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true. I'm finally getting to you. You can run, you can hide, but inside, I'm finally getting to you. Yes, it's true. I still love you, but I am getting to you.
Stand by to initiate release sequencer. On my mark.
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2, 1. Mark.
Welcome back to the Resupply with me, Guy Next Door.
Me, DK.
And me, Fan.
Bringing you your weekly double tap of all things Space Marines and Laser Force. Hello, everyone. Very nice to see you all. Boy, we feel good. I'm feeling good. How you feeling, boys? You feeling good? Feeling amped and ready to go? Yeah, that's the
Feeling
enthusiasm.
something.
I microdosed about a half hour ago, so I'm starting to feel real good.
Wow, man, I can't believe 2 years, man. That's so good, man. Did you say cake?
Oh shit, there's cake.
Oh my god, there's cake. Hello to you, chat. Very nice to see you all. Small Union Jack, exactly right. Nice to see you guys. It's today. Happy 2-year switch to Twitch anniversary to the Resupply channel, to you two guys down there, to me, Guy Next Door. We all have cake. Well, 2 out of 3 of us have cake.
I have something even better than cake.
What do you have?
Debatable.
The ice cream sandwich to end all ice cream sandwiches. Oh yeah.
That's a. I mean,
It's
I think
chocolate
that's.
dipped.
I think that's worthy. Sam, what are you cranking today? What kind of cake have you got?
I have ye old red velvet with cream cheese frosting.
That's pretty good. Pretty good looking. Pretty good looking red velvet cake. This is the red velvet cake that I picked up this morning from our friends over at the Pie Piper. Look at that. Look how much frosting is on there, and like white chocolate.
It's like 60% frosting.
Yeah, dude, it's so good too.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
A white frosting cake, not a red velvet cake.
No, skip over that. It's an important part of some people's mental health regime, but also
There's a substance that is legal in the state of California.
exactly right.
Yeah, it's a practical advantage to there being 3 of us in 3 different time zones and 2 different countries.
I wish microdosing was legal in my country, but that's okay. I hope everyone's got cake. I know that Devil Brandon's got cake. Well, actually, she got pie. She's got lemon meringue pie. Man, you should see it. It's pretty impressive looking.
We could see it if she would just like walk it over and like put it on camera next to you, like briefly. Like this is something.
We'll see.
That,
She might do that.
She
might not.
could do. Like she wouldn't even have to be on camera. She'd just walk up next to you with the pie in hand and slide it into the frame and be like, "Ooh, a pie! Look at this!" and then walk the fuck back out. I mean, this is Dan. This is something you could do. It'd be real fucking cool.
Oh, here we go.
You should do it.
I've already made a mess of it.
Here we go.
That's what he said.
This is half of the pie piece, half of the lemon meringue pie piece.
Very nice.
How is
That
it?
also is about 60% frosting.
Dan says it's quite good.
That's just how they roll there, I guess.
Oh, dude, the Pie Piper is outstanding. So 2 things. 1, 2. It's amazing. It's amazing you should bring that up. Coffee would go very good with all the desserts. I actually have a hot cup of coffee right here in my Blueson mug. But if you guys would like to get some amazing coffee from our friend Call Me To and our other friend Ninja Jack, exclamation error in chat if you want to buy some of their coffee. They've just started a coffee beans company. Close. Eeyore!
Wow. Nothing like nothing quite like fucking up the shortcut the first time you try to use it.
You made it
spell really. I can totally spell. Fuck me. Fuck.
The next code will be Eeyore.
Can't wait to go to Eeyore's coffee shop.
This is my code. It's not much of a code.
If you want to
But
get a
it's the
discount,
only
use
one I got.
Eeyore.
Yeah.
Right.
Still be depressed among that many stimulants.
That's so funny. So yeah, but they've gone live. I don't know if that code still works. But if you want 20% off your order, 4-0-4 all spelled out, it's in the comment, you can see it. But help out our friends and buy some coffee from them, because we're all very, very excited for their venture. It sure does. Yeah. I think it's for the first 30 people that get in or something. I don't know. But use that promo code. That'll sort you out. Now, Lucy also said in chat, check out general chat. If you guys want to put pictures of whatever cake you're eating in there, please feel free to. Lucy doesn't have a cake. By the looks of it, it's a croissant and a cookie. But the croissants have candles poked into it. Lights. 15 months, mate. 15 months. Pretty
Only I forget sometimes.
But only a 2-month streak.
That's why I never brag about
Like
my
I
streaks.
said, I forget sometimes.
Obviously.
We want that.
Or accidentally
Bezos
subscribe to your
monies.
channel. This is probably your fault, Dan. I probably accidentally subscribed to your channel or some shit like that.
Boo! No.
Okay, well, that's probably also entirely likely. What, JJ?
Oh, he wants cake, mate.
Jesus.
He wants cake.
Apparently
Give
JJ
cake.
wants cake.
Let's have a quick taste of this cake.
Shawnee says she has no cake unless bacon is suddenly considered cake. Shawnee,
I'll allow
bacon can be considered cake. Yes, 100%.
Shawnee, nice to
Good.
see you. Hope you're doing well all the way over there. Over here, it's been a little while since we've seen you. This is a real problem trying to eat and talk at the same time. Why would
Yeah,
you eat on a
it's-
podcast?
Welcome back to the Resupply with me. Got
Yeah,
the door.
It is. It's almost like there is a reason while doing any type of broadcasting whatsoever. It's almost like there's a reason why you're not supposed to eat while you're doing so. It's super weird, and I know that obviously everybody on this podcast is really fucking professional and would never ever do something so unprofessional as to be eating while trying to actually talk and communicate clearly and enunciate all of their words properly so that they can be understood by the masses.
Now, you say professional, but DK...
Oh, we lost DK.
DK's face, he was frozen like for ages.
But
Hopefully he comes back
Aw.
soon. Maybe that was his subtle way of saying, you know what, I'm done with the show. Mic drop. I'm outies.
I mean, possibly that's the yeah. We've seen things like that happen. It's fun. It's fun.
Network shit the bed.
Obviously.
Obviously.
He was fine. It was his microdosing kicking in.
That's awesome. Did you see Al's comment? He's back. Welcome back. Hashtag technical difficulties.
I'm back. I don't know what happened there. That was some bullshit.
G'day, Blueson. Check it out. We're eating cake this morning. Look at how much frosting is on this thing, man. Oh,
I must
so
have dropped
blue.
ice cream into the modem on mistake. My bad.
his 2-year good behavior bond is up. Yeah, that's right. We're like, no. Your trial period's up, mate. You're outies. Well, speaking of technical issues, I went
What
back.
now?
I went back and rewatched our very first live stream. If you want to watch the live streams from the very, very beginning, boy, I wish that camera had frozen just then. That would have been great.
That would have been nice and charming.
The first one was like for ages. You can go back and watch all of our old episodes on YouTube. All of our old streamed episodes. I don't think we've got the original audio only podcasts on our YouTube. I think they're over at the Laser Force Tournaments page, but you can listen to them on Spotify. So. But I went back and watched the very first live stream we did, and basically right off the bat, technical problems. And I was like, we were just yeah,
and nothing has changed in the last 2 years.
Yeah,
good to know.
Maybe we got louder, and we also have cake.
All of your donations have made us do exactly 0 to improve the technical capabilities of this channel. We pocketed all that money and used it to buy cake.
That's right. Cake and crypto, which at this point, cake is the better investment. At
least you can eat cake.
Oh, hoodlum, 24 months. 24 months. From the OG. And I actually have some data around that, but we'll get to that. Good to see you, brother. Hopefully you're well. Why ruin a good thing? Yeah, so right off the bat we had technical problems, and we've stayed pretty consistent ever since. So we appreciate it. Oh, Lucy with the gift sub to Devil Branded. Lights. Oh, and we got a hype train. What did you say?
Sick.
I think. Yep, DK's network is not super cooperating.
No, not today.
Can you not hear me?
We can, sort of. But you sound like you've got Tourette's.
Or no. Give me a second there.
You're very
I
max
may in fact
headroom.
have that.
You're very max headroom as far as that goes.
Want my money back, so buy your own damn cake. Fair enough, Shawnee. That I think is a fair enough request. We are very close to a level 1 hype train. Thank you guys so much for your bloody resubs and just your general support. But we'll gush over that much more in a second.
Blimey.
We've been doing boom,
Nice.
2 bits, 2 for 2, 2 from 2.
We are very much a 2-bit channel, so
Accurate, not wrong.
So I went back through and I found some general statistics, or maybe not stats, maybe factoids, bit of both, column A, column B. So over the 2-year period that we switched to the live format of the show, shame you haven't saved your year resub to the pod. Oh, from last week? It's all good. You do you. We appreciate you being here anyway, Lucy. 200 biddies from Jen. Thank you, Jen. That's so nice. So in the 2 years, and we were from the looks of it, kind of nervous about making the switch, a little tentative about making the switch when we first changed across. 350
Accurate.
bits as well. Gene, you're a legend. Thank you so much, dude. Oh, crazy. Tree fitty.
Best I can do is tree fitty.
So up until this point today, look at those emotes. Don't they look awesome?
They do.
Where is you?
So up until the start of this stream, over the last 2 years, we have collectively streamed. Oh, Nate with a gift sub too. Let's.
Stop distracting him, Nate.
No, keep it going. It look, the more lights that come in, the more opportunity I have for cake. I like it.
So really, you're just after more excuses to have your cake, which I don't necessarily see as a terribly bad thing, nor off-brand, really.
No, that's completely on
it's
brand.
very on-brand.
Holy fucking shit.
And Ducky,
Dude,
Yeah,
Ducky.
kill him, Duck.
Thank you so much, bro. Look, you're an absolute superstar. Also, I miss
I
you.
should have waited to use my sub again. I could have got a free one from Ducky.
I'm not sure that's how. I don't know if that's how that works, but okay.
What, such a
Go with
cheapskate.
that.
Oh, I don't have to use my I don't have to use my Bezos money.
My 100% free subscription. It costs me nothing, but I would rather have Ducky spend money on it.
It's like, oh, some more gift subs coming, and Call Me Too with a gift sub, Ninja Jack with another gift sub. Thank you guys so much. Oh, look at it. Look, I'm gonna just keep pushing the lights button. Let's turn this into a party. Although my
We should have
hands are doing
anniversaries
this.
more often.
Yeah. This is our 1 week anniversary since last week's show. It's gonna be a big one. Thank you guys. Appreciate you.
Yeah. The fact that it's 2 years on and you know, y'all keep hanging in with us and like showing up pretty much every Friday with us, you know, as long as, you know, we're here, because we're not always here.
No.
But it's just, yeah, it's very humbling that everybody has like, everybody makes a conscious decision on, you know, Saturday afternoon / Friday night, depending upon where in the world you are. Everybody makes like this conscious decision that you're going to spend, you know, an hour or two with us on a Friday or Saturday, and it just blows my mind that, you know. Now, granted, I know some of that off the start was, well, we're all fucking locked down. Nobody can go anywhere.
Ducky's comment.
So
2 years in, still got nowhere better to be.
Yeah, I mean, so fine.
Yeah,
I mean,
100% acceptable. That's the only
Yeah,
reason I would expect anybody to watch this show. Is if you literally have nothing else to do.
Well, Jimmy.
Yeah, and so
Might as well Resupply.
I mean, for the first part of this, yeah, that was 100% true. Everybody was, you know, stuck inside, and this was just a great way to kind of, you know, keep everybody communicating and together and give a better sense of community to everyone. And now that, you know, we're two full years in, lockdowns are not really a thing anymore, so you can actually be somewhere else and you're still choosing to be here with us.
Why would you?
Is just fucking great. It's just fucking great. So.
Clearly your microdose hasn't kicked in, Fireball. Still still grumpy. Jen, another 2 gift subs. Thank you so much, bud. That's awesome. Call Me Too. I often think about stuff like this. And we did the What If podcast a little while ago, but the flow on effects from us making the switch to a live stream format is actually massive. And it often is. Like, there's often like big ramifications for doing anything, but like you said, no pod, no air beans. Potentially you and Nate don't meet. You know, we don't meet we don't meet Lucy in the Czech Republic side of things. We don't get as close as we are now to the UK contingent. Man, crazy. Big, the 360 turn for you in this community. Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
You mean the 180? Because 360 would put you right back where you started. I hate to be pedantic, but I'm going to be pedantic.
You live in the middle of nowhere.
Really pedantic.
Literally the most interesting thing you've seen all week. Well, you're welcome. Dating a Laser Force player. Exactly. Well, yeah, crazy, right? That's 360.
Okay. I'm with you now. I'm still going to be pedantic.
We can hit that bullseye, and the rest of the dominoes will fall like a house of cards.
Let's. A hoodlum with 5 gift subs. Brother, thank you so much. Man, you guys are fucking awesome, mate. Like, I love doing this shit. Every week I look forward to this show in particular, but I really love streaming. It's been such a awesome, like, pastime to kind of take up. So, thank you guys so much for being here and making it really fucking awesome. Hope you all have cake.
Yeah. I would have to second the like this is something that I do look forward to, and when I'm traveling or I've had shows, which is not going to be a thing for a while. The show is not necessarily traveling. Like missing doing the pod actually like hurts a little bit. It's like, oh, this is It's just it's this thing that has become just very much
It feels
part
kind
of
of
my
weird
normal
not
life.
doing it.
Yeah, exactly. It feels super weird not doing it. It feels super weird not talking to you two idiots, once a week on camera, and having a bunch, 10 to 20 to 30 of our closest friends, all be in chat, giving us shit, distracting Steve-O with lights. And
Deservedly.
yeah, I mean, oh yeah, no, we totally deserve to be given copious amounts of shit on a fairly regular basis. That is entirely accurate.
So Jen with another 2
It's
gift
an arms
subs.
race.
Gift sub. Sorry, Call Me 2 with another 5 gift subs. Holy shit, yo! Thank you guys so much. The last 2 gift subs are from Saf to the funny people on your phone. Thanks, Saf. Give mum back her credit card. That's a good girl. It's a complete level 5. I appreciate that. Yeah, we hit a level 5 hype train. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and we're
I don't know what that does,
170
but it sounds good.
175% level 5 hype train. So we not only got it, we fucking obliterated it.
Yeah,
So
that train like blew through the station. Everyone's down on the platforms. Like,
we had
oh, look at it go.
So hang on. So what I'm hearing is that we had a train run on us.
What better way to celebrate 2 years? I'm surprised that we haven't already stooped to doing that on this show. We've had enough content so far where we've narrowly avoided having to do that. I mean, I wouldn't say never.
Well, wait till the 5-year anniversary. Gotta save a little something for the keep the spice in.
What year's the 5-year anniversary? Oh, that's the train anniversary. Oh no. I did look it up. 2-year anniversary.
Say we take off and nuke the entire
Oh my
site
god, it
from orbit.
worked! It never works. Thank you, Nuke. Yeah, I checked out what the 2-year anniversary is, and apparently it's the cotton anniversary. And I was like, oh, we should get some t-shirts. We're like, shake everyone down for more money. Cheers.
It really sucks.
And again,
Back-to-back hydro.
So you're saying that a t-shirt is a perfectly reasonable gift to get your spouse of 2 years.
especially if
This argument will definitely hold up in court.
especially if it's got a Resupply logo on it. So
That does seem like a great way to get yourself murdered. Yes.
you want a t-shirt? So the only Resupply t-shirt that exists is this one. It's the Drop the Controller t-shirt. But I have this. You can have a turn after me. I'll send it out to you.
Do you have to pay Fred Durst royalties for using that?
No, what are you talking about? This is completely original artwork. You also need
The original, he's throwing out his left hand.
yeah, it's mirrored, and the colors are slightly different, and yeah, also, Limp Bizkit's not a thing. Did you see your... Oh, let's have a quick look. Call Me Too has put a photo in the general chat. If you want to join the Discord, exclamation Discord and chat. Of herself and Ninja Jack both eating a cookie. # cookies are cake. I wouldn't begrudge you. Exclamation Eeyore.
Fuck off. Fuck right the fuck off, you fucking dickbag. I love you, but fuck you.
Gonna have to find something for that, I think.
Please make it a thing.
I hate you so much. Just so much. Just in case you're wondering. So much do I hate you right now.
You received a level 4 hype train emote. Thank you guys so much. That's so awesome.
Dick.
Well, bloody brilliant. Enjoy your cakes or your cookies or your ice cream and your new emotes, and also all of you received gift subs. Enjoy your resupply emotes for the next month. Lucy did some outstanding work on them, so enjoy the heck out of them. I wrote a note. I was going to go through this after the stats, but so I wrote a note because I was giving it some thought, and I was like, so for me, live streaming has kept my passion for Laser Force alive. especially in a time where we really haven't been able to play Laser Force. So like, and I think that's not just the live stream, but the podcast specifically. Because, you know, getting a train run on you. That should have been.
I already made that joke. What the fuck? I already made that joke live.
Oh yeah, no. We laughed in, and then I re-enjoyed it.
Circling back.
Yeah.
Back.
I enjoyed both. So
We did a
glad
full
that you
360
enjoy-
on it.
it's like getting a
glad
train
that-
run on you. Oh, good one, Steve.
Steve, I'm glad that you enjoy having a train run on you by me and DK. That's
That's
great.
quite a good joke. Did you just think of that? I like it. So, yeah, at a time where like we can't play Laser Force, and at the moment we're still not really playing Laser Force on the regular here. Neither of you are playing Laser Force on the regular where you are, but it's
correct.
That's correct, Steve. Thanks for reminding me.
But I think for me personally, without the show, I might have been more inclined to just let it go. And at this point, I'm still not ready to do that. Every time we don't play it, it really hurts. But I still want to play. And most of that is because of interacting with you guys on the regular, interacting with the community on the regular. Never let it go. Exactly right.
What is this, Titanic?
I'll never let go. G&D. Rekindle. So I've got here also, it's rekindle past relationships. So people obviously that we knew from the way back and fell out of touch with have come back into our lives as a result. You know, I would say most of you from Victoria that I haven't, you know, talked to for quite some time, to Daz, Shawnee, like you guys, you know, specifically. I probably keep more in touch with Al and Ducky and Hoodlum, you know, regardless, but really awesome to have you guys come back into our lives. It's helped to keep our like current relationships that much closer. So I feel, you know, obviously doing the show with you guys every week, we talk all the time, like much more than we ever did prior to the show. And you know, I would hear every now and again, me and Dan would chat. DK, we like, I mean, prior to, I do love you, Hoodlum. I do love you. Prior to playing with you, I think when was it? 2014? 2012. That's right.
Yeah.
It's on your shirt.
He's literally wearing the fucking shirt for that team that the three of us were on. I'm just throwing that out there.
Like prior,
You know, I thought that might be nice for our cotton anniversary, but I guess somebody doesn't care.
well, I mean, that's polyester, like 100% polyester. So
I think you're right.
no, I'm definitely right. But like prior to that, we didn't really, you know, we didn't have a proper friendship. But ball move gone. But like,
Yeah, that's like you were that weird sick guy who stayed in the hotel for the whole tournament.
he's that sick boy, that foreign kid, right? Bringing all his plague with him. Yuck! Stay away from that guy. But you know, it's helped, you know, keep those relationships closer. And I would say for me anyway, my relationship with the boys from these four walls, all those guys, I talk with now on a daily basis, mostly because of the streaming community. And obviously, it's introduced new friends to us. There's a whole slew of people that we hadn't, that probably would never have met, if not for making the switch to Twitch. So, it's
I
brought
agree with that.
a lot of enrichment into my life. I hate to speak on behalf of you guys, but I would imagine it's kind of the same. But yeah, those are some notes that I was pondering this morning. Do you guys have anything like that?
I mean, it's, you know, I've obviously made no secret in the last, you know, the last couple of years haven't been spectacular for me. I mean, it's ended up good, but you know, there was some definite, you know, massive massive lows. The whole, shockingly getting divorced, super stressful. In case you're wondering, yeah, no, and other kind of mental health challenges, that kind of led into that were exacerbated by that. And having this as an outlet and I hate to use this phrase, that having this safe space, as it were, to be able to come on once a week, and for a pretty extended period of time, like take over a relative chunk of the show, basically talking about my problems, um and the working through of that, and trying to have some good come out of me going through a bunch of stuff, and trying to make the wider community make it's like, yeah, it's if you're not okay, that's okay, and it's okay to vocalize that, and it's okay to be up front that, yeah, no, right now really sucks for these reasons. And you know getting getting that kind of extra level of support from you guys directly, and the um and the community at large, and then getting DMs off the side from people, that flat out said, I was kind of on the fence about wanting to go do therapy or anything like that, but listening to you talk about it made me realize that it's okay. Like that was, like the honestly, if I've got to take like one thing away from going to the live version of the show, it's knowing that being able to kind of vocalize through all those things helped more people, and knowing that this community as a whole, like we've at this point, I know we've had some bumps along the way, but we've turned this community and our interlocking communities are all very safe spaces for people to put their hand up and say, hey, I'm struggling, you know I need I need somebody to talk to. I need just a little something. Can somebody be there to let me know that that things are going to be okay, and people are happy to rally around people that are not in a good place. And so kind of being part of like helping to help breed that culture within our community, and then the rest of the communities that we interlock with, like that for me has definitely been the kind of the high point. Yeah, everything else has been great. I mean, yeah, getting to see your two ugly faces each week, awesome. Getting to getting to watch you get distracted by lights every time somebody in chat does something that triggers your lights, fucking fantastic. Getting to getting to have the interaction with the community, and keeping helping to keep the passion for the game alive, since I've been away from having a site for 8 years at this point. Fantastic. But my personal favorite thing is that helping to push the community along in a it's a safe place for mental health discussions.
They're so awesome. It's funny because you said two ugly faces, literally one of the first things that you said in our first live stream.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do the old 360 again.
Yeah. And there was something else. Oh yeah, and so in that first episode, we talked to Marco.
Okay, yeah.
And like one of the first things he said, it was so funny. he made reference. He was like, I've got to be one of like the top 10 people furthest removed from the Laser Force community. Pause. Much like Than. We're both me and TK were like. So yeah, 8 years. 8 years. That's a long time to be removed from the game.
Yeah, it really is.
Put some women on that burn.
Oh, dude, it was so funny. Both of us like lost our shit down. I was like, what?
I mean, in hindsight, it's not wrong.
Did you have anything to add to that, DK? It's okay if you don't. I just thought I'd ask.
I don't know that I have a lot to add, and now Than's picture's getting shaky, so I'm worried my network connection's shitting out again.
No,
so.
I think it's mine. I'll be back in a second.
It's just a massive solar flare that has hit the United States and is slowly moving its way from west to east. It got California, now it's got Texas. Watch out, Florida. You're going to get a double dose.
No, they'll just deny it.
It is illegal to talk about the solar flare.
Don't look up.
I mean, I'll repeat a lot of like what you said about just being in more regular contact with people that are good friends, but you don't always think to keep those connections up, even though you know you should. Because I know without that, like I wouldn't have probably talked to you or the Melbourne boys as much on the regular, and we probably never start that D&D campaign. I don't talk to them on, like a semi-weekly basis, all those kinds of things. So as much as like, and we'll get back to the whole, how much I hate Facebook and that kind of thing. But to the extent that I ever like had that kind of social media for keeping track and seeing other people,
Yeah,
it's like that's not real interaction compared to what we do now, because now I have actual reason to like be in actual group chats instead of just each other's walls, talking on Discord, talking on Zoom, playing on Roll20, all that kind of stuff. So that's like way more genuine. So that's I think been overall good for me.
it's not just like a passing. Oh, hey man, how have you been? Kind of, like attempt to reach out. It's the more like, colloquial, I guess, way that we talk to each other. The way that you would talk to somebody if you were sitting in person with them. And he's back. Welcome back. So we used to play D&D on this channel. I have some rough stats. We'll go into that in a sec. If you want to watch, you could go back and check out the episodes. We used to stream our 4-part one-shots.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Yep, let's take 20 hours to get through 4 hours of content. Yep.
Hey, it was 16.
Whatever.
And you're right, Al. Like for me, because I had to drop out. I couldn't keep putting the time kind of into what it takes to maintain a good D&D campaign. But so much fun, so good. And such a for me it was such a new experience because I'd never played it before.
And if people are going to jump to the next question that I assume would be coming, we basically stopped streaming because I found it too distracting to try to DM and like be a participant in a live stream at the same time. Plus my ever persistent fear of saying something terrible on the internet and my students or employers finding out about it. So I don't know, just having that like hangover. So that was the short end of why we streamed and then didn't, but may do some one-shots and stuff in the future.
What do you mean we said Balak? So actually, so Steve and Gray and their crew, they play D&D on the regular, and I think they are about to do the Sunless Citadel. And their DM messaged me and was like, hey, do you remember what happened with this character and what happened with this one? And started and mentioned Balak, and it just immediately cracked me up because the amount of inappropriate shit that we said during the streams. I'm not surprised you didn't want to do it on camera anymore.
I have a lot of respect for D&D streamers because that is just difficult. Or it's like you have to like filter out any of the interactions with chat, that kind of of stuff. It's like, if you guys want to watch, fine, but
The exclamation that will never stop being funny,
Yes.
man.
keep it going. Keep it going.
Hey Dolly,
Yeah.
how are you? Thank you very much. Happy 2-year Twitch anniversary. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. So
Assholes.
I found some kind of factoids about the channel which we can talk about, which you know, I don't know, I suppose interesting to me. I went back through.
Well, again, Steve-O, we do the show for ourselves.
That's
If it's
true.
interesting to you, that's all that matters.
That's true.
I mean, really, we do the show for ourselves. People decide to watch us at their own peril. Really, I mean, everything that everybody here is here at their own peril. That's all that is.
For you newcomers who've just joining us, DK Finance bit where your life is complete. It is nice. It's very nice. If you've got cake, feel free to chuck some photos up in the Discord. Oh, Titch, g'day, mate. How the heck are you? I've been thinking about you recently. Right, so
In the biblical sense,
sometimes.
I mean, it's not wrong. That's fair.
That's my other stream, the Switch to Titch celebration. Oh, why? Because it's you. Why wouldn't I think about you? I like you. You're nice. Right, Twitch stats.
You got soft hands.
So we've up until this point today, we have put in just shy of 464 hours streamed on this channel in the 2 years that we've been running the channel.
Wow.
Twitch,
Really?
Yep. 464 prior to today. Rookie numbers. In that time, and someone who's good at math might want to contradict me here because I'm not sure if I worked this out properly. But as far as I'm aware, we've done 77 episodes of the Resupply stream on Twitch, which I think is right. We started with 61, I think was the first, or 67, one of the two, and now at 145. What else? We've done 74 sessions of the Thunderdome with our good friend Truly Awful, exclamation Truly in chat if you want to check out his channel. He's a bloody top bloke. We've done 54 Lego streams. We've played approximately 120 hours of D&D on this channel through over, a series of
Unfortunate events.
Truly or
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Jen, it was 464 hours of streaming on this channel. 120 hours of D&D played live on the Resupply channel, and this one's quite an awesome one. We've raised over $20,000 for charities in the time that we've been live streaming.
That's craziness.
So awesome.
That number.
I should have mentioned that. That still kind of blows my mind. And I mean, I wasn't nearly as instrumental, obviously, Steve, as you were. I couldn't even put in the whole 16 hours, for God's sake. But,
lazy.
Knowing that it was like I could be a participant in helping do that kind of stuff, that blows my mind. So I'm glad that you were able to provide that for the community.
I mean, and as I was there, but like the community did most of the heavy lifting. It was the last two streams.
The last one was pretty ridiculous.
Craziness.
Amazing, but ridiculous.
Hashtag all 16s. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you worn out from streaming 464 hours on Twitch? Need a nice way to celebrate your 2-year Twitch anniversary? Try Air Beans, the coffee for podcasts. I'm doing my best.
Please clip that. We can use that for copy right there.
Did you say coffee?
This
Exclamation
episode of Resupply
Eeyore.
is brought to you by.
You're saying
Oh,
27?
tell me about it,
Oh,
Titch. Fireball
shit.
should be fucking paying me.
Pods coming soon. Oh, pods on the podcast. Oh, that'd be awesome. Podcast pods. That's what you should brand them as. Podcast pods. Whoa. Now we're in marketing mode. But yeah, the charity streams have been awesome. It's going to be hard to kind of top that this year, but we're going to give it a go. I've got some ideas kicking around. We'll try and figure out. We'll try and figure out. This is the way how that looks.
I mean, quite honestly, if we can even match what we did last year as far as donation number,
Yeah.
like I will consider, hell, if we're even within like 10 to 15% plus or minus of what we did last year,
Yeah.
I will consider that a success, because last year was just ridiculous. I mean, the fact that we obliterated year one's number, what was that, within the first like 2 hours,
Something
we
like
were
that, yeah.
over what year one was. I mean, just goes to show the amazing amazing community that we have here, and with our interlinks with Gray and Blue and everybody else that we interlink with. I mean, that was such a ridiculous 16 plus hours. And goddamn, we all fucking tired at the end of it.
Well, that's the thing. Like at the end of both, I've been so amped that like doing a 24-hour one actually seems doable. I have been back and forth on doing hashtag all 24 this year. We'll see. We'll see if I can figure out a way to go bigger and better. And I think we've got some stuff, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'm not sure how many more parts of you I need to see waxed on the air, so maybe let's not think about how to go
Hashtag
too
all,
much
all 22.
bigger and better here.
I was watching a streamer yesterday, actually, and he actually I'll name names. Between the Bricks is a Lego streamer, a Lego accredited streamer on Twitch. He actually competed in New Zealand's very first Lego Master Series. It's just finished up, and they've been raising money for Starship as well, which is awesome. But his community is much bigger than our community, and to compare the totals, and you shouldn't do it with charity because any amount that you raise is amazing, and it's not a dig, but what I'm saying, I say this to highlight how awesome you guys in chat are, because we're a smallish community. We're a small community, a pretty reasonably small community, but like, yeah, we've waxed on about it for quite some time, about the amazing effort that you guys did. So Jack Bauer could do it. What an obscure 24 joke.
Wow. Well played.
Small but mighty, exactly right. Titch.
It's a good comparison because we are signing up to watch Steve-O be tortured.
Right. So a couple more factoids.
Hang on. Pause.
Okay.
Were you gonna say how much they donated and then compare it to our fantastic community?
I think they're still going. I think
Okay.
they're doing it over a longer period. And to be fair, I think they've only been gone for a couple of streams. But they did. They were at like $3,000 last night that I saw. So, doing awesome. And I hope they can. I hope they raise as much as they can. Because it's definitely like Starship Children's Hospital was definitely a worthy cause. So
Yeah, for sure.
When did we hit 500 followers? I think it was a couple of weeks ago. We
Yes,
very
it was.
stoked about that. Very, very stoked. Right.
411 of which didn't bother to sub to our YouTube channel, so we can't fix the fucking URL. So get on it.
If you haven't followed us on YouTube, please do. I hate the URL so much. It sucks. Right, a couple of final factoids. I went back through and I found those subscriptions by location. a massive 31% comes from New Zealand, understandably so. 31% comes in from the US. 28% comes in from Australia. We have 5% coming from the UK. A whole 2% comes in from the Czech Republic. And that's basically just you, Lucy. Which is huge. Like, that's you on your own doing that, pretty much. Somehow we have 1% from Canada. And in the other... Oh, and your dad, that's right. And the other section, we have 1%. I don't know what other is. But that's awesome. Yeah, Canada will be Brian, exactly right.
1% other is us being used as a money laundering front for something illegal, I'm sure.
No, we're just doing our part. And a very quick shout out to these. These happen to be our very first subscribers on the 4th of July, which it's your VPN. What's up, Daz? Nice to see you, brother. The older subscriptions we have, they just happened to get in right as we got affiliated, I think. But on the 4th of July 2020, we had Troy, Hoodlum, Ninja Jack, Godservant, The Captain, and Smalley McSmall are the oldest official subscribers on our channel. 3 a.m. Yuck. That's too late, man. But yeah, that's the oldest ones. But there's a bunch that came in over that month. So to each and every one of you who continue to support us for 2 years, thank you guys so much.
Well, I didn't hear Than's name, so that must not be oldest as an actual age.
Sick burn. That makes
Just never gets old, though. Just never gets old. Unlike me, I know. Asshole.
So, but yeah, that's really awesome. Really, really awesome. Traj doesn't sub. I guess not. I mean, he is old. Eeyore. I love it so much. Who knew? Who knew misspelling would be so funny?
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
That's enough. That's enough talking about us. Well, actually, no, it's not, because we're about to talk about us some more.
Let's say this whole fucking show is about
here?
us. This whole fucking show is about us.
So,
what's your point?
That's stuff about the channel. I hope you all found that rather interesting. It's a good accompaniment to cake/cookie/ice cream, and bacon. So well done, news. You smell a new Eeyore emote here. I mean, if you want to make one up, you can make it happen. Would it be
Make it happen.
Eeyore beans, the coffee for donkeys? If you want to find a way to incorporate, I mean, I'll bust out Photoshop and put Than's face on
So
Eeyore
close.
right now.
Should have been coffee for jackasses. So close though.
Oh, so good. That's why you get paid the big bucks.
Well, I got 95% of the way there. Just had to push it over the top.
That's so funny. Has to be yours. Yeah, exactly right.
I can't. I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad anymore. That's
He's not Eeyore anymore. He had therapy. He's better now.
He's not quite
What's that
Tigger.
for this slander?
Oh bother. Right, so we opens Photoshop. Oh, you do terrible things when you open Photoshop.
Money.
Yeah, exclamation Thanet tits. Right.
about to go very badly. It's about to go very badly for me.
It's that emote, but on Eeyore's body.
I say we take off and nuke the entire site from orbit.
That's a good new drop. Oh no, all the sugar's kicked in. All the microdosing.
Yes, sugar. That's what's making me actually
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we occasionally we do a when we're real bereft of any content to talk about, we do a show called the Rewatchables, which is a direct ripoff of another podcast that happens on YouTube. I highly recommend going to check them out because their content's actually really, really good. What is it? The Ringer.
As opposed to ours.
Yeah, The Ringer.
The Ringer on YouTube. Yeah, as opposed to ours. But as part of that, we've got a bunch of categories that we sort of tick off. Have a great day at work, Shawnee. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. Very nice to see you. Yeah, so as part of that, we've got a bunch of categories that we sort of like to talk about, and one of which is what's called Apex Mountain. Do you want to explain to the lovely people at home what Apex Mountain is, DK?
Oh, apparently, it's the most misunderstood category in the rewatchables. So I guess we should go over that. But it's like when was this person at the peak of their powers? Like when were they at their best? When did they have the most juice in the industry to be able what they want to do? So it doesn't have to be their most acclaimed project or what they're best known for, but it's like, oh yeah, this was when they were at the absolute kind of like peak of their career. That's not to say that you couldn't have another peak like sometime later on in the future, but we're something like to this point, what's been your high point?
And so you messaged us, or you come up with this sort of point a little while ago. What if we did Apex Mountain for us here on the Resupply? Now I took that to mean in our Laser Force careers.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning.
Yeah,
perfect.
Since occasionally we should probably do Laser Force content on our Laser Force podcast. Maybe. Like when you said occasionally we would run out of material. I'm like, so what? Every 4 weeks? Or something?
Yeah. So it goes. You're unavailable. Than's unavailable. You're both here, but we have nothing to talk about.
And then we have a real show.
Yeah, exactly. So out of 265 hours, no, 465 hours. Yeah, about quarter.
Maybe
of
like
that.
100 of them are Laser Force content.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes. Maybe.
Not bad.
When your daughters were born, that's the peak. Oh, that's what a nice thing to say, Titch. It's so nice. So yeah, you put it to us, like, have a think about what our personal Apex Mountain is when it comes to Laser Force. And DK's gonna peek on ear here in a minute. Well, okay. In that case, do who wants to start? Do one of you guys want to start? I'm gonna eat cake.
I'll start.
Okay.
I will give you the chance to put cake into your mouth, Steve-O, by talking, since we know that I can talk and talk and talk and talk. So Apex Mountain for me within lasers, I feel like it's one of those things like I've got some definite peaks and definite valleys. From a like overall influence of status within the community, quite honestly, I'm gonna go basically Apex Mountain from literally like 2000 through like the early 20 teens, not from a playing standpoint, because we all know that I'm decent to above average. I'm a good team player. I'm not a game breaker. I'm a good resupply. I can keep things in control, but I'm not a game breaker. Never have been. But the level of control that I had over the tournament scene just in general and the community just in general, from the original Laser Force forums to basically being hands-in directly responsible for pretty much every tournament being organized in the US from 99 through to about, it was like 2015, 2016 before I really was getting out of it. From a level of influence point of view, I think I've got like this 15-16 year run where
Good run. It's a long peak.
Yeah.
where it's egotistical as fuck to say, but I'm gonna say it. I'm directly, without me doing a bunch of stuff with tournaments, both US and Australia, New Zealand probably would have been okay, but the US, I don't think there would have been a scene in the U.S. without me.
Straight
And
facts.
and while there may have eventually been an international scene between the US and Australia, New Zealand, that would have been much longer in developing if it ever developed.
Yeah,
So
we certainly don't get proper rules in the U.S. if you hadn't brought them back very nicely, like an import of kangaroos and kiwi birds.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
our new side project. Actually, is kangaroo and kiwi birds. Can't wait to see.
That can be the next coffee shop
Yeah,
after your.
I think you're right though. Like, I would go as far as to say that there wouldn't be. I don't think we would have crossed over, from Australasia to the US, because it kind of happened once, but not really on a mass scale, and you're kind of the conduit for making that happen. So
Yeah, and I'm certainly not trying to say that, I did that all on my own, because, you know, definitely throughout that period, I was leaning on DK a lot for additional help with organizing things. Like there's a reason, there's a reason DK is on this podcast, and it's,
yeah, because
not
you
just
wanted
for
to
his
go
hair.
be famous
You gotta delegate sometimes.
on a rock band.
Exactly. Yeah,
You were like,
correct.
I'm out.
So proper delegation and all that, it's really important. But yeah, so I'm certainly not trying to say that, I did that all myself by any means, because there were a lot of other people that, yeah, I leaned on to make things happen. But, you know, I was definitely the person in a lot of cases
Yeah, you're
doing
the
most
linchpin.
doing
That's
doing most of the
absolutely fair.
initial string pulling. So
You mentioned chat too about the haka at the 2008 Nats. I have the video. I know exactly where the video is. Nobody's
Same.
getting to see that video.
no,
That's
Local podcast picketed for cultural appropriation.
oh yeah, it's
Oh.
real offensive. It does not age well.
no. I actually
You,
I
you were
actually
trying. We're trying to honor the tradition.
That's
It's-
right.
yeah.
I don't think it was not. You were not intentionally offensive. So
No, I mean, I went back and watched that video. It's been a few years, but I went back and watched it, and for those of you in chat who don't know what we're talking about, 2008 Nationals in Ballarat before the final, which was Auckland A versus Oakley. As a team, Auckland A, which had me and Stevo and Virus and Black Sneak and Magrat and 2K King, we all minus Magrat did a haka before the final, and Stevo valiantly tried to compress years of cultural learning into like an hour in the parking lot with us beforehand. And I remember while doing it, it felt amazing. Like it felt like we definitely amped up. Fucking great. Rewatching the video a couple of years, afterward, oh my fucking god, is it so bad? I mean, obviously Stevo is Stevo, and and is doing it at least somewhat justice. The other four of us white boys trying to do it, it's not good. It's not good at all.
It's not good.
So
sometimes
yeah.
shit hits different. It's like you're watching a movie from the early 1970s. It's like,
Yeah, just a little bit of casual racism and chauvinism. You need to see it. Not gonna happen. Sorry. Nah, that won't leave my hard drive to make its way out into
we're
the
trying
world.
to get us canceled. You know what they do on Twitter.
It's been a good 2 years.
Look at these white ass motherfuckers trying to do a haka.
That's so bad, man.
Yeah, but yeah, again, in that moment, though, man, it felt fucking great.
Yeah, I know what
But,
you mean too,
yeah.
and I actually I don't mind that you guys attempted and like wasn't finest moment, but it certainly wasn't your apex. But what really
You weren't
bugs
doing it to mock the practice.
no exactly right, and
It
what
was legitimately good.
yeah what makes me if for me if I had done it like justice, because I didn't, like I fucked up the words and also all the actions are wrong. But if I had done it justice and done it properly and had you guys to back me up, I would be so much prouder of it. But like it's kind of like it's on me. This video is on me. So like it makes me sad that I didn't make the effort to learn it properly and do it proper justice. Like again, distilling history down into an hour in a car park is just not super great, but like it felt amazing.
By the way, that's what my career is turning into. Trying to compress history into an hour in a car park.
Doing it properly also entails a certain standard of dress as well. Nah, not necessarily. It had the desired effect. All right, well that's probably a good place. I'm gonna jump ahead of you, DK.
That is the purpose of the haka, after all.
Did you want to add anything to your apex then?
No, I think if we're going on, just general. I mean, I can pick out a couple of playing apexes, but I think from a from a overall impact standpoint, I think that's my apex, is the being the string puller on the tournament scene for so long.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, certainly from a playing perspective, my apex mountain was 2008 nationals. We went to Ballarat. Off the back, and there's always, again, this is kind of the birth of the asterisks, but we played in a tournament that Brisbane did not appear at. Brisbane didn't, well, they did, but they didn't send their top players. There was no Traj, there was no Rusty, no Jared, no Beast, no Fredo, no Scorpion, none of those guys, none of their like top players. And so
that is not our problem.
No, it's not. But like when you
it is an accurate statement.
When you want to, no 10-9s, exactly right, Thunder. There was still a ton of bad blood between Oakley and Brisbane at that time. Yeah, there was. Plus, I think the thought process was like, why the fuck do we want to go to Ballarat? It's out in the middle of nowhere and blah blah blah. And like, I mean, I think if
Shots fired at Ballarat.
I think if that was to happen
it's accurate,
again,
though.
they probably they might send more people, but at the time they were just not interested in heading out. I'm sure there were some other reasons behind it, but that's kind of what it seemed like to us. It was cold and there was a large inflatable boob in the ground, but it was fun. Yeah, all of that's accurate. But we were going to play in a tournament outside of our home arena, and I think you had said, Than, that like no New Zealand team had, or no Auckland team had ever won in Australia or something like that. I think that was the case. Didn't they send a whole team to the US? Not that year.
No, that was later.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were amped because we had come off the back of playing really well in 2006. We missed the nationals in 2007, which I think was back at Oakley. I want to say. I think me, Sam, and Hurricane, I think, were the only ones that went from Auckland.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, that is part of why Al was saying that there was a bit of bad blood between Oakley and Brisbane at the time, was as a direct fallout from that Nats.
Well, so the 2003 one between Oakley and Brisbane was
that
real
one
bad.
Also was fractious.
That was real bad. That one killed Nats for the following year. I don't think there was one in 2004 in Australasia.
No, I'm pretty sure that's why Al and some of the other Melbourne peeps came to our place
That's
that
right.
year.
Al,
Was because
Stallion,
there
and
wasn't going to be
Susie,
one
yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there wasn't going to be one.
And then we had Hands Across the Tasman in Auckland in 2006, which kind of helped to repair some of that damage. Because, 2004 there was nothing. 2005, I think Brisbane hosted, and I
I think so.
Yes, 2005 Brisbane hosted because that was the me being on a 0-point team and me rolling you guys during a practice game and all of you going, wait a minute, Than can actually play.
I think only a handful of players from Oakley came to that one, and it wasn't any of the top crew. None of the Oakley A
Correct.
guys were there. And then 2006 was pretty good. 2007, I think, I can't remember if Brisbane sent anyone to that, but 2008 we were amped to play. We had a good team, good talented team. Everyone was playing at their best, I would say. And it was not our home arena. In fact, it was the top two teams that played. It was neither of our home arenas, so it was a good neutral site. You struggle to adjust to people not using the international rules. Had the same thing in 2010, Al. Same thing. It's brutal. Absolutely brutal. It's such a boner killer.
Well, exactly. I would have put it, but we'll go with that.
Yeah, on the spur of running some trains. So we played that year and played very, very well as a team. If anyone actually wants to go back and watch those games, specifically the finals, I was actually watching some of it this morning. You can go to that link there. That link is the birthplace of Laser Force meets social media / broadcasting, in my opinion. Go check out that link and the other videos on that channel, which happens to be, I think, this guy's channel.
It's an old email address, but yeah, it's mine. It's basically all the 2008 videos.
Yeah, so they're all up there, and it's really funny because we at the time, we talked about it again at great length, but at the time we didn't have video capturing software available, so to capture the games we had an old camcorder on a tripod in front of the game score screen, and so you can hear the conversation happening around the camera, and some of the stuff that gets said is so funny and so cringy. Manual medikits, yeah.
Some of the conversation, people forgetting that there's a live mic. There's always a digital camera on a tripod. That's right. It was just a digital camera on a tripod.
So not even a camcorder, a digital camera.
Not even a camcorder. No, it's digital camera.
It's funny because the first on that link actually.
Not that bad for a digital camera.
Yeah, it's fine. At the end of that first video, the first game of the finals, we happened to play really well. Although Hoodlum came out and said that his suit was garbage and he couldn't hit the resupply, which I wouldn't.
Likely story.
Well, I mean, I would give him the benefit of the doubt because he went a long time with no medikits, so.
Not usual for him.
No, not usual for him. He usually gets heaps against me.
True.
Pick a better suit next time, Hoodie.
Yeah,
it's your own fault.
That's your fault.
Your own problem.
But at the end of that video, it's funny because they you can hear Mental having an argument with some of the Ballarat guys because he claimed that they said that they were the laughing stock of the tournament, and they said that they were talking about themselves. And I was like, oh man, I wish we had the rest of that video to listen to. That would have been hilarious. But yeah, it's really cool to hear some of that stuff. But anyway, that's most definitely my playing Apex. I would say, for being involved in the Laser Force scene, I would say that's right now. I'd say the last 2 years being on this.
Not to brag, but I do have my own podcast.
I'm kind of a big deal on the internet.
I have 89 YouTube followers. It's cool.
You know someone who was there and heard the whole thing? Was it you? Were you? Oh, you were there. You were there.
Yeah, she was there doing stats. Like she was helping with that. Like, yeah.
Her chair is safe with G&D. Nah, that's an old G&D move, throwing a chair. He's got no other moves. He just throws chairs. Right beside the camera for the whole tournament. Oh, you would have soaked everything in. The pot is a bit of you. But yeah, she was there soothing Spoonie's ego to go kicked out of Guitar Hero. Fuck, that was funny. But yeah, like I would say, like now, just with the involvement with the podcast and stuff, and we dive deeper into Laser Force as a whole. That's your apex. Laser Force as a whole, more on the live stream than we kind of ever used to. So, I would say I'm at my peak now, mate. I'm at the peak of my powers. Doesn't get any better for this guy than right now.
He's on the permanent upswing.
Permanent. But I'd say, yeah, from a playing perspective, definitely 2008. I had shades of that in 2018 when I lost all the weight and played decent.
Yeah,
in
see, I was
Brisbane,
gonna say that's interesting to me because I was having like a similar back and forth with myself about like, well, when was I really at my best? And so, I mean, would you say like overall, like obviously 2008 you won, so that's great. So it makes you feel like you're doing better than what you guys came like, was it third or fourth in the 2018 Nats?
Fourth, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for
Yeah.
But for that, I mean, like, I don't know if you just feel the game moved a little bit differently or because it was Brisbane, if that was any different. But I mean, I didn't see you play in 2008, so I don't have the frame of reference. But of the years I've seen you play, like, I definitely feel like 2018 was like when you were at your apex, at least from my perspective. I'm like, damn, Steve's fucking killing it.
In this last decade, probably, yeah. Because I was able to play like I could play as a 20-something-year-old. I probably weighed about the same as I did then. Had vastly more game knowledge. Was basically on a team. Who was on our team for that year? It was pretty much that same team. Just Soul.
Yeah,
You guys had
not Soul.
Leech instead of
Mags.
there was no Magrat, right?
Yeah, and
yeah. I think it was basically it was Leech. It was Leech instead of Soul and Monkey instead of Mags.
Yeah.
Oh, Monkey.
Yeah, it's funny actually because in you can hear Monkey Crap saying some stuff in the background of those 2008 videos, and he basically sounds the same. He's still a child. Yeah, so we had arguably a better team, but the difference was in 2008 we properly trained as a squad.
Yeah.
That
say,
was
like Auckland as a unit. I'm sure you guys were better as an overall unit in 2008. But again, just from I didn't see you in 2008. So I only have those videos to go off of. But in terms of when I've seen you play,
2008 was and actually we did this a bit we did similar regime in 06 and 08 where it was like in literally the multiple months leading up to the tourneys, like we'd go to the park. Well, no, we'd meet at Lasers. We'd literally jog to a park that was like a little over a kilometer away. We'd play Ultimate Frisbee for like 45 minutes or an hour just for like teamwork stuff. And then we'd jog back to Lasers and then like practice. So there was like this this incredible additional like level of teamwork bonding doing other stuff in both 06 and 08. 18 was a little harder.
Exactly right, Sterling. We were in a montage.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
that's 100% accurate statement. I can't even be mad at that.
You know what?
We
100%
100%
wrote the soundtrack for it.
Training montage.
It worked. It really worked. And it helped bring along some of like the B team players as well, because a lot of them got much better in that short period of time. It's really cool. I really liked 2018. How I played in 2018.
You were good.
And I
here.
think actually the quality of teams that year as well was super high. Like no asterisks for anyone. It was crazy competitive. Right the way across the board actually. Maybe one exception. But, you know, they
one to two
Yeah.
exceptions.
yeah, despite all
I think in
odds,
terms of, at least of tournaments I've been to, though, in terms of like the overall skill level present at the tournament, I'm hard pressed to beat that. Like many of the current and historical greats in that tournament.
yeah, real good players, real good. Like the top 3 teams, the top 2 Brisbane teams, and then the top USA A or just the USA team, full of outstanding players. Our team was very good, not quite at the peak for some of our players, but on paper we were really good. Golden Freedom Eagles. And then you know the remaining teams, obviously what did you guys play as? Oakley Raiders that year.
Yeah.
Great.
AKA just the drunkest team.
What a team. Full like the top team if it was ranked in my heart. But yeah, real fucking
Good save.
Yeah, thank you.
Good save.
But anyway, yeah. That was my apex. What do you got, DK?
So I was trying to come up with this, and I think I had a similar thinking to you, that part of me wants to say 2004, because certainly I was a lot younger then, I was playing on a more regular basis, and we won that tournament, and at least in terms of like overall personal satisfaction, like that was a huge win for me. Not so much
very
because the other teams were there,
satisfying.
because yeah, very few other sites actually came to our place. We had a few players from Detroit. We did have representation from overseas, but aside from Alan Stallion, definitely there was a big drop off in talent after that from you guys being there. So it was a little bit tougher for them. Like no Mental, no Rusty, but because of like other kind of personal history and stuff like that at a site. Fan and we kind of had like some, I don't even want to call it bad. It wasn't really bad blood by '04. Like we'd grown up a bit by then, but there was a history there.
Bad blood.
Okay. But there was a history there of, just, you kind of have a thing with some other players, some rivalries, things like that. And like winning that tournament and pushing ourselves like over essentially kind of the other group in SAC who had been like the top of the top players and were like the consistent winners across the board, to like get over that hurdle for me as a player to establish myself as I beat you guys. Like that was when I would say I was like at my best, it seemed like, relative to other players that I played against regularly. So it feels like a very kind of high apex, and at least in terms of the tournament where I was most dominant, which I would not describe myself as being in a lot of more recent tournaments, things like that, but I'm getting older. But that's what I would think for 2004, at least in terms of like relative to other players. But then I think about in an absolute sense, I'm like, well, probably not. It's hard to know. Like part of me is really upset that like we didn't have, say, a Rusty or a Mental or something like that come over that year, because I had been kind of training with the mindset from like '03 going into '04 and stuff like that, and thinking about in weekly practices, trying to get better, not just to beat like my rivals at the site, but to try to beat Rusty, because I'd only played against Rusty in 2002, and that kind of like opened my eyes to, oh shit, there's a whole other level of game that's being played here, because I hadn't played against anybody of that caliber before. And again, for other personal stuff, I also had a big reason I wanted to beat Rusty really bad that year.
Yeah.
But Rusty didn't come. Stuff happens. But part of me thinks maybe in the long run that might have been good, because one or two possibilities: either A, Rusty comes and beats my ass again, in which case I'm probably just so demoralized I might give up on my strike altogether because I thought that I had improved a lot. Or two, if we had won that year, it would have been ultra satisfying. But I don't know that I would necessarily have the drive, like once stuff got kicked back off in '08, to want to come back versus like thinking that I had sort of been at the top, then laser tag it went away, and I'm like, you know what, maybe just leave that behind. So definitely, I was like, there are still things that I want to do when I come back. Because later on, I'm like, if I look at the level of overall competition though, in 2004 versus later years, I'm saying it's not the same. People just got way better. And not just because it was like better players came or anything like that. There were still plenty of good players who played that year.
Water sucks. It
But
really, really sucks.
just the way the scene and the meta has evolved, people have learned more about the game since then. Strategies have evolved. They're way different. The gear is better. You can plan so many different things. More information's available. So I'm like, obviously I've played against better caliber players in other tournaments.
I'd say that.
So I think that I would have to go with 2017 is probably when I was about at my best. I was playing on a weekly basis then, because I had to rule out a number of other years. So I'm like, well, I wasn't even practicing on a weekly basis. That can't be when I was at my best. 2017, SAC had reopened because we shuttered. Well, we actually shuttered twice by then, but it was one of the periods we were open. So I was practicing on a weekly basis. We had put together what we thought was like our strongest 6 at the time, and we played really well. I played really well, but we didn't win. So it feels like it's a level down from there. I'm like, how can I be my apex? Well, sometimes your apex is you don't go out on the top of the world. Shit happens in real life. Sometimes you come second. But in thinking about that, I'm like, yeah, that was probably the best tournament that I played because I had trained for it. I was in really good shape for that particular tournament. There are still things about that tournament that I've mentioned before on previous podcasts that bother me about why I didn't make some adjustments earlier on. Like, had I really thought about it, I probably should have started playing that tournament as commander and stayed at that position for overall maximum effectiveness. But at the time, my thinking was, well, look, I wanted to kind of empower Venom to take the reins, to play commander, to sort of work through the flow of the game the way he wants. And Sean basically only played heavy, so get him, and I'll play scout, and I'll try to be much more of like a team-focused player and try to move things around and affect the game in other ways, which I feel like I did, but I don't know that I was maximally effective for our team. Like, if I really thought about it over, the lineup we should have run, at least against Brisbane, I should have played commander. I should have put Zach at heavy, let him play an aggressive version of another 3-hit, try to steamroll them. And I actually would have moved Tom to scout also, because he did these couple certain things in our arena that are more possible because of how tall he was, that I think would have changed the flow of the game a little bit. But stuff happens. I feel like that was probably like the best shot that we had, certainly when I was kind of playing at my best. But I hope to have more good days like that, but I realize I'm approaching 40. That's less and less likely that I'm going to ascend to that level again. So, but like a different Apex, I would say, like in terms of overall fun, and I don't know if we did like our top tournament. I know we did a show about our worst tournament moments. I don't know if we did our best ones or if we were saving that for some point in the future.
Hey, look, content.
But I think about 2014, that was the first time I came to Brisbane. That was really, I feel like, one of the most special Lasers times in my life, because like, yeah, just hanging out with you and Al, and I hadn't seen Al for like 10 years at that point. It was awesome, and meeting the other Oakley guys and getting to play
Fireball
in Brisbane.
DK.
Well, that was Daiquiri DK, but that was at least a
DK
version.
was so awesome.
Yeah, that was a pretty fun night, and then getting a whole extra do the type pan. Getting a whole extra like week just to kick around Australia. It was really good. That was a really incredible trip, and I the 2018 trip was great as well, but I think just the novelty of doing 2014, that was like, in terms of my overall satisfaction of like, I've done it. I've gone to Australia, something that I wanted to do for so long, and it was such a good time.
Didn't we go to a These Falls concert that week? We did, actually. I'm pretty sure it was on that trip that we did. We tried to get a group of people, and most people were pretty content just hanging out at the trailer park, which is cool, like, because it was rad. But I think it was like me and Hoodlum and like Shawnee and then a couple of other Victorians that went to that show. I can't remember if anyone else from the scene went. And we had such a blast. It was so good. But I think you're right. Like that, you regret not going. I mean, yeah, now.
Hindsight 2020.
Yeah,
it's a thing.
You know, there'll be. I think there'll be an opportunity. I really. So if we get, you know, if Nats happens next year, and it should, and we host next year, and we should, then we should be able to organize something with the boys to get them to come down and play a show, a joint These Four Walls / Empire show after our award ceremony, and hopefully everyone will be up to going to that show because, you know, well,
yeah. Yeah, that'd be a show that I was like, yep, I'm gonna happily pay my ticket to get in because don't be on the guest list, pay the fucking venue so the bands can get
100%.
paid.
Yeah.
And then buy some fucking merch.
Yeah.
Support the bands.
Yeah. Exclamation Jet in chat if you want to actually support Than's band and check them out. I think you're right, DK. Like that from a awards dinner / exclamation G-Tor.
Let's go for it, Al.
Fuck both of you.
But like the fact that I'm pretty sure that like awards night / you know, celebration post tournament was maybe the best one that there's been. The Spectrum Bar stuff that night was so fun, and not just because we all got shit faced on sugary booze drinks.
It was fucking wild.
Oh, it was crazy. And like, it was so much fun. I loved that one. But that trip was a very special trip. Like the amount of hanging out we got to do in the theme parks, just the memories that we made on that trip were definitely epic.
Scooby-Doo was actually open. It was great.
It hasn't. I haven't.
Green
been on it
Lantern was
since.
actually open.
Oh, Scooby-Doo,
I'm very sad that I was not able to get down in.
You should be.
2014 for that, but unfortunately, like that tournament happened literally right as I was moving to Texas for.
I think you literally moved. I think you literally were doing your move to Texas the day I left for Brisbane. Because I think weren't you leaving the day after you did the show? You and Fuku? Because I remember I was at that was the Cowbell show, and then I was off to Brisbane the next day.
So there was the playing the final show with Fuku and the Deadly Venoms, and then so that was fun because like I had to that morning take my drums to the movers and like get them packed in with our lots because obviously I needed my drums for the show that night, and so there was this whole like, oh fuck, so I was had to do that in the morning, and then the drive started at like noonish and went multiple days. So unfortunately I was in the process of moving for a job that wasn't going to make me want to vomit every morning when I was going to it. So details.
So I think you hit the nail on the head, Al. There was no bad blood or angst. There was nothing but good vibes that entire week. It was glorious. If you want to look at a like prototypical how do we have an amazing time for a week, that trip was pretty much it. Hang on, I just have to quickly do.
I mean, just saying, it was the first Australian Nats I came to, and there wasn't bad blood all of a sudden. So I mean, don't want to toot my own horn here, but I do make everything better.
Yeah, DK, it was all you, and Steve-O, fuck you.
Not at all the drinks. Definitely not.
Definitely not the sugary booze drinks. Both of the last two Brisbane Nats have had basically no bad blood. Yeah, exactly, and that helps when you guys come. That's why you're some of my favorite people in the whole world, Al. But yeah, pretty good Apex. I do remember you playing. I like prior to 2017, I'd seen you play a few times and like had ranked you as like upper middle tier player, like above me, but watching you play in that 2017, that week of the 2017 Nats, for me that was definitely, I was like, oh wow, actually, like, yeah, DK can play, he's rad.
Helps when it's your own field.
It does help. Or one that you're super familiar with, like Brisbane, you played there fucking
Or that, yeah.
a million billion times, that always helps.
Funny that.
I mean, you know, at our Apex is pretty great trio of people right here. No.
We're all kind of a big deal in our own ways.
That's
It's
right.
fine.
Man, I'm the second greatest person who lives in my house. Fancy that. So
I mean,
awesome.
that is entirely accurate that you are the second greatest person in your
Third
house
if you
of
count
people.
Caruso.
Oh fuck. Maybe we'll do a greatest Nats moments. We have to go back and check because I think we did, but we might have to go back and do a greatest Nats moments.
Yeah. If
countdown.
not, we can bring that out at some point. I was
At
like,
some
yeah, I
point.
can't remember if we decided to do worst first, and then we never came back to the best or not.
Yeah. Yeah, people I think love hearing about the worst moments more.
Funny that.
Yeah. As a reminder, no, the Hucker video will never see the light of day. At least not publicly.
No.
I might get
Nope,
drunk
nope.
and then show some of you, but we'll see. Fireball for drink memes. Then it's Diablo, Godling, and Gendy is the cheer fiend. Were those your top moments?
I mean, yeah, it's
We
not
get
entirely
Apex
inaccurate.
for our podcast, sure.
Yeah. Did either of you have anything else to share about either Apex stuff or just the last 2 years in general? Is there any final kind of things you wanted to speak on?
I mean, I feel like, yeah. I mean, again, I feel like, you know, the biggest thanks for the last 2 years, again, you know, needs to go out to all of you lovely people that are, you know, in chat right now watching us, and everybody that's, you know, listening to this pod later on Spotify or watching it on YouTube or wherever you're consuming it, because, you know, we you know we constantly make the joke that we do the show for ourselves, and, you know, and y'all decide to just watch us do the show. You're voluntarily giving up however much of your time to watch three friends riff about Laser Force and life in general. And, you know, we say that we would do this even without you guys here, and that's possible. It's possible that we would do this because we do actually genuinely enjoy each other's company. But having everybody here, and, you know, and consistently here, and consistently interacting and giving a shit on a minute by minute basis, um, definitely has made these last 2 years so much more rewarding to do. I know I've mentioned this on stream multiple times before, that when Steve-O proposed that we go live, like, I was the one of the three of us going, "You want to do what? Are are you sure? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you really think anybody is going to actually want to watch us live and do this? I mean, really? Do we really think this is a thing?" And Steve-O, in his Steve-O way, basically convinced me, "Hey, we should just try it." And I very, 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 very grudgingly went along.
Pretty charming, that Steve.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
all right.
yes, he is.
He's all right.
And so, and so, you know, to be proven this wrong, one, really hurts my ego. But
Believe it's
but
pronounced Eeyore.
I am extraordinarily glad to be this wrong about something. I've never been so happy to be this wrong about something. That we've gotten a chance to be more a part of all of your lives, and you've become had a chance to be more a part of our lives, and we've been able to maintain and strengthen these connections. It's pretty fucking great.
Yeah, feels bloody excellent. Like the chat has really elevated what this podcast was, in my opinion. Like prior to live, again, I've talked about it, but I was able to go through and like edit our mistakes. But with you guys here, the mistakes are kind of what hopefully adds to the charm of the show. Yeah, hang on, my internet's fucking out. Let me just reboot my computer.
Wasn't my internet, it was my computer.
When it came up before, I used to be able to edit the show, but the mistakes are much better than the actual show, so I'm glad you guys get to see those.
How else could you create content other than chat? Exactly right. You hit the nail right on the head there, Ducky.
You're only ever as original as the obscurity of your references, so
I'm glad you both made the connection, Stallion and Ducky. But no, really, like interacting with you guys live is awesome, and like it's added a whole nother dimension to the show, which I absolutely love. So, if you missed the start of the show, I recommend going back through, because it's like a love letter to you guys in chat, pretty much. So
Accurate.
Yeah, go back and check it out.
Accurate.
And you, Dolly, and you. We will be back next week, or at least I think we'll be back next week. We're going to talk about it. I think, DK, you're off for the next couple of weeks. You're going on holiday, right?
Yep, I will be in the Pacific Northwest checking out Portland and Washington. I'm just going to go scope out Than's house before I rob it, and then we'll go from there.
I mean, you can do that. There's nothing there right now. I think it has a roof and windows at this point.
Sounds
so.
like
for now.
Yeah, that sounds like stuff for me to me. How many floorboards did we initially have? I can't remember. But we'll figure out what the next couple of weeks looks like. We'll be back during the week with our usual shenanigans here on the channel, building some Lego with Mr. Doom. Better check for traps.
Accurate. Not wrong. Not wrong.
Playing with Lego. We'll be playing Thunderdome on Thursday with our good friend Truly Awful. And then hopefully be back next week. Roll initiative. Watch the tours. We'll be hopefully back next week with some sort of something on the Resupply podcast. But to round out the 2-year anniversary show, celebrating our switch to Twitch. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for all the bits, all the subs, all the support that you guys give us on the regular basis. We love each and every one of you. We'll keep going. I don't see us stopping anytime soon. So we'll keep making content, and hopefully you guys enjoy. The bees. No bees allowed on the Resupply podcast. Yuck. Right, so for this week, I have been Guy Next Door.
I've been Eeyore. I'm in DK.
And I've been Than. I fucking hate all of you so fucking much.
Fuck, that's funny. Always remember to backtrack. I completely forgot the tagline. Always remember to backtrack, kids. We will see you all next week. Ka kite ono. Have a great weekend.
I've been throwing daggers in all these places I wanna go makes me wonder if my looks could kill. I've been throwing daggers in my dreams. If they seem to hit their target, it's harder than it seems. 'Cause you don't know what I know. And you don't feel the way I feel. In all these places I wanna go makes me wonder if my looks could kill. I'm a well-known stranger, walking my own path. Gave up all my mysteries just to get a laugh. You keep me hanging on so tight. Sometimes I just